Hello, everyone. I'm Blayne Gilmer. Welcome to Southeastern 14, your place for daily SEC coverage. We have a daily show. We have game predictions. We have betting tips. We have reaction. We have analysis. Everything you could want. SEC football, baseball, basketball, it's right here. So like, subscribe, turn on notifications if you are a fan of the SEC. Today, we are jumping right in and talking about game-by-game predictions for the Florida Gators in 2023. The season is upon us here as Vanderbilt will be kicking off in week 0 against Hawaii, just a couple of days from us recording this video right here. So, like I said, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and now let's get into it. I'm going to go game by game with my predictions for the Florida Gators in the 2023 season, year 2 of Billy Ball in Gainesville. So, guys, I think the Florida Gators will lose the opening game to Utah. Here's my reasoning for that. Utah is back-to-back Pac-12 champions. Kyle Whittingham has called this the most athletic, the most talented team that he has had there. They are very deep. I know that there's an issue with Cam Rising. I think that will make it a closer game if Cam Rising does not play. But I think Utah overall, the physicality, the experience up front is something that Florida does not have right now. Boone going down on the defensive front, not ideal. You're replacing 4 out of 5 on the offensive line. If you're Florida, I think there's young guys out wide that have to get experience. If this game was in Gainesville, I would go with the Gators. But traveling across the country to Utah to open up the season, I think the Utes have the advantage. So I'm going to go with Florida losing that one in game 1. They'll come home and bounce back and get some at knee state and get a victory in game 2. I think the Gators lose in game 3 against the Volunteers. I really like the attack of Josh Heupel and company. I think that Billy Napier and this crew will be very, very close to winning this game. It's going to be back and forth, and I think Florida could even have a lead late. But this is where I think some of that Josh Heupel system and being able to, get things going in terms of spreading that field out, getting that tempo going. Not sure if Florida will be able to match it early on with some of the people on the back end of the defense there. So I think what's going to happen is it's going to be hard for Florida to consistently get home against Joe Milton, and then he will find a way to hit some open guys at the end. But it's a close game. It's not a runaway game by Tennessee for any chances, and it would not surprise me if Florida did win the game, but my gut tells me to go with Tennessee in that one. Charlotte, another win for Florida, so that would put them at 2-2. I think they're going to lose at Kentucky. Again, this is just a brutal schedule for Florida. I think that, these games on the road that they get scheduled at over there, that's just tough. And in a year where Billy Napier and company probably needed a couple more layup home games to get going, they've got some really tough road games over there. And I think Kentucky's going to be very good this year. So I think Florida loses that one to Kentucky. They will win at home versus Vanderbilt, so they're 3-3 through the first 6 games. Now, how can they close the year? This one pained me to even pick it because I do not have a lot of confidence in Shane Beamer and company. But once again, it is at South Carolina. It is hard to go on the road and win SEC games, but I think that South Carolina has more pieces, more weapons this year than Florida does. But people need to understand picking these games against Florida this year is not an indication of where I think the program is headed under Billy Napier. Billy Napier is going to get Florida to be a successful program. He just doesn't have the horses to run with this year. They need to be patient in Gainesville because help is on the way. He's recruiting at an elite level. So people be patient, even though you see some of these losses stacking up right here for the Florida Gators. The cocktail party will be tough. Georgia, I think, is the most overall talented team in the country, the deepest team, best offensive line from top to bottom. So it's going to be a tough year in terms of against the rivals for Florida in 2023. Arkansas, I think even though that one's at home, Arkansas is immensely talented with KJ Jefferson and Rocket Sanders. I think that the Woo Pig Suey comes in there, and by this time, Florida will just have had it snowball on them a little bit after losing some key games, and it's just hard to keep that momentum and keep the rapport and keep the morale up a little bit once you've stacked up some losses. LSU at Baton Rouge, tough game. I mean, this schedule is absolutely brutal, and 2024 schedule is not any easier. At Missouri, again, this is a Missouri team that is experienced. Is going to have 9 seniors starting on the defensive side of the ball. Overall, they have 11 or 12 seniors that are in that defensive room. A ton of experience. I think they're got a lot of energy on the offensive side of the ball, and weird things happen in Columbia, Missouri. So give me Missouri to win that one. But Florida's going to close out the year with a victory over the Florida State Seminoles. I think Florida State is a little bit overrated, and I think they'll be maybe have fallen short of some of their goals, and they're going to come into the Swamp, and the Gators are going to kind of rally around Billy Napier at this point, who will need a victory desperately by, the losses having stacked up. I think the team will rally around Napier and Florida will win, but this is going to be a tough year for the Florida Gators. I think they go 4-8 and, look forward to 2024 because it is going to be a good year in 2024 because I think there's going to be a heavy influx of talent. I think the quarterback position is the biggest problem for Florida this year. I just don't believe anybody there is a difference maker, and they don't have tremendous weapons on the outside to help make each other better in terms of the receiver-quarterback relationship. But DJ Lagway is coming in, and I think even though he'll be a freshman, he will provide some electric stuff for Florida in 2024. So, listen, I know Florida fans aren't going to be happy with that, but hey, got to go with the gut, got to go with what I think is going to happen. Florida 4-8 in 2023. Leave your comments, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll catch you guys next time right here on Southeastern 14.